I'm Dan Bates, President and CEO of the Greater Hamilton Chamber of Commerce, and we are thrilled that you could be with us tonight. You know, this is the Chamber's 114th annual meeting, so hopefully we've figured out how to do it right after 114 years. And I'd like to take the opportunity to recognize our sponsors, who without them we could not do all the things that we do for the business community. Please hold your applause until I get through the list. It's kind of a long one. So our sustaining sponsors for 2024. Centennial sponsors are BusinessBreakthroughAdvisors.com, Butler Tech, City of Hamilton, First Financial Bank, Kettering Health Hamilton, Mercy Health Fairfield Hospital, U.S. Bank, and we have two new ones that just came in recently, Champion Health, Stiefel the Todd Group. Platinum, we have Cox First Media, Fifth Third Bank, Molson Coors Beverage Company. Gold, we have Ulta Fiber, Community Design Alliance, Durana Hybrid Incorporated, ODW Logistics, Porter Advertising, Primary Health Solutions, ThyssenKrupp Bilstein of America, TV Hamilton, Wilkes Insurance Company. Silver, we have Brown Dawson Flick Funeral Home, Hamilton Castor Manufacturing Company, and our newest silver sponsor is LCNB National Bank. Continuing are Milliken & Fitton Law Firm, SHP Leading Design, State Farm Insurance Barney Reisbeck, and United Heartland Insurance Companies. Please applaud all of our sponsors. Thank you. Now I'd like to introduce and recognize the elected officials who have joined us tonight. Please hold your applause until the end. We have State Senator George Lang, State Representative Sarah Carruthers, Butler County Commissioner T.C. Rogers, Hamilton City Council members, we have Mayor Pat Moeller, Vice Mayor Eric Pullman, Joe Lauer, Tim Knabb, Susan Vaughn. From Fairfield Township, we have Fairfield Township Trustee Michael Birding. Hamilton City School Board members, we have Pastor Shaquila Matthews and Dr. Joe Kopus. Thank you all for joining us tonight. Now I also want to thank our two presenting sponsors for this evening. First is presenting sponsor Mercy Health Fairfield Hospital, and I want to invite Justin Kruger, President of Mercy Health Fairfield Hospital, to the podium for some brief remarks.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Justin Kruger, and I have the privilege of being the hospital and North Market president for Mercy Health Cincinnati and Fairfield Hospital. We're once again pleased to be the presenting sponsor at this year, one of the presenting sponsors at this year's event this evening with you to celebrate the thriving business community within the city of Hamilton and surrounding Butler County. Regardless of if you live in Hamilton or anywhere else in our region, we are very privileged to live, work, and play in this area, to call it home for a bunch of different reasons. And one of those reasons is the caliber of healthcare that we have within our community. Regardless of which health system you choose for your services, the caliber of care you're going to receive at any of the health systems is second to none. And at Mercy Health, we work very, very diligently and very hard to make sure that we do the best we can possibly do for our patients. And while hard work in and of itself is good and has its merits, clinical outcomes is really what we're after for our patients. So just this week, Mercy Fairfield was actually recognized by Healthgrades, which is a third-party agency out of Colorado, as one of the top 50 hospitals in the nation. We've received this designation every year since 2020, and it's one that we are immensely proud of as we continue to take tremendous care of the individuals that entrust us with their care. Suffice it to say, Mercy Health, we're honored to be a part of this community, to continue our legacy since the late 1800s of delivering exceptional care to those in need. Again, I want to thank the Chamber for all you do, the partnership we've had for many, many years, all of you in attendance this evening, just to shed a light a little bit on what not only Mercy Health does, but what health systems across our area do. There's a tremendous amount of time, effort, energy go into keeping our community and the residents of our communities well. and to ensure that they live quality, safe, healthy lives. And all of our caregivers, physicians, nurses, clinicians across all health hospitals and health systems deserve a debt of our gratitude. So with that, I wish everybody a tremendous evening. Thank you again to the Chamber for the opportunity to be here, and be well. Thank you.
Thank you, Justin. Our second presenting sponsor is Molson Coors Beverage Company, and I would like to invite Mark Messerschmidt to the podium for a few remarks. Mark is a packing team manager for Molson Coors and also a Chamber board member. Thank you.
Well, hello and welcome. It's really an honor to be up here representing the Molson Coors Beverage Company tonight. As Dan said, my name is Mark Messerschmidt. I'm a packaging team manager at Trenton Brewery, where we proudly brew, package, and ship 38 different brands of beer for the sole purpose of uniting people to celebrate all of life's moments. Well, tonight, my friends, we're here to celebrate. I've done a lot of public speaking before, but this is the first time I've ever spoke at Spooky Nook. For me, this is very special, and seeing as this is a chamber event, I would say this is almost symbolic, and I'm going to tell you why. What makes this so special to me, my grandfather actually retired in 1976 from the Champion Paper Company. He actually worked in this building. This building is the very reason that he decided to leave Manchester, Kentucky, to move to Hamilton, Ohio, to look for work. The work that he did in this building fed his family. The work that he did in this building provided for his kids. And the work that he did in this building is the reason I'm standing here in front of you tonight. As you can see, I grew up in Hamilton, and my roots run very deep, going back 52 years. My dad worked at the Armco Steel Plant right up here in New Miami. My grandparents, they lived off of Ford Boulevard on Booth Avenue, and as a kid, I used to ride my bicycle up and down Ford Boulevard up to the head gates. When I was a little kid and I got sick, my mom would go over to Hare's drugstore and would get the medicines that I need to bring me back. My first job was at the McDonald's on the west side of Hamilton, and my second job was at the Hamiltonian Hotel, where I set up banquet tables all through high school. This was a great place for me to grow up. But that said, looking back on the 1980s, Hamilton was a much different place than it is right now. Stores were starting to close, manufacturing was leaving town. There wasn't a lot going on in Hamilton back in those days. So there wasn't a lot of opportunity for a guy like me, and I had to figure out what I was going to do with my life. So I found an opportunity in the United States Army, and I went off and I served 22 years. And I would come back, and every time I would come back, Hamilton just felt very, thank you. But Hamilton started to feel very stagnant when I would come home on leave. But then something happened. The state came and they put in State Route 129, and businesses started to come back, stores started to open. You started to see manufacturing come back, and we saw something that we had never seen before in Hamilton, and that was tourism was actually starting to come here. So things were really starting to turn around. So after my time in the military was up, my wife and I had to make some decisions on where we wanted to live. We could have lived anywhere in the world, but we chose to come back here to Hamilton, Ohio, because this is where we wanted to live. Things were changing here. Hamilton was growing. Almost 10 years ago, I was fortunate enough to find a job at the Molson Coors Trenton Brewery. Been there for 10 years now, and this brewery has been very supportive to me and my family. They have encouraged me to be involved in the community. They have encouraged me to serve on the Board of Trustees in the Hamilton Chamber of Commerce, because we are proud members of this community. It's been incredibly impressive to see the work that has taken place over recent years. We talk about the concerts that you see at Markham Park. We talk about all the revitalization of our neighborhoods and all of these community events. There's a lot of really good stuff that's going on in Hamilton tonight. The Greater Hamilton Chamber of Commerce has been the driving force for all of these things. Dan, you and your team do a great job. As with all of you, I'm very proud to see the work that this chamber has been doing. The future is very bright in Hamilton, and the Molson Coors Beverage Company is very honored to be a part of this community. We're very thankful for the opportunities to come in here and be a presenting sponsor like we are tonight. We are very thankful for the opportunity to be presenting sponsors on so many of these chamber events. So on behalf of our 494 employees out there at that Trenton Brewery, we'd like to thank the Chamber for this opportunity. We'd like to thank the City of Hamilton for the opportunities that you've given us. God bless. Have a great night.
So once again, please join me in thanking our presenting sponsors, Mercy Health Fairfield Hospital and Molson Coors Beverage Company. Now I want to extend a special thanks to our event sponsor, Ohio Credit Union, and invite Mitch Vokey, Chief Lending Officer for Ohio and a Chamber Board member, to the podium for some brief comments.
Thank you, Dan. I think I picked up on your key. I will keep it brief. And he always puts me in here after somebody who aces it like Mark does. Thanks, Mark. I appreciate it. I thought a lot about what I wanted to say tonight to represent Ohio in the best way possible. And, I started thinking about all of the change that has happened in Hamilton, what the Chamber has done, what the city's done, what our volunteers have done, but really what our small business members have done. And I'm very proud of all of you in this room. I know I could sit here all day and just catch up with all of you because you guys are all remarkable. And I want to just talk about what Ohio plays a role in that. We're not always on the front page of the Journal in your story, but I know we're the people behind your story. So any of you that don't know, this is not your normal credit union. I think when people think about credit unions, they think about car loans, savings accounts, and maybe a mortgage. Ohio leads with business lending. We are here to serve our businesses, our business owners, and their employees. This building is a special to us too. This used to be Chaco Credit Union, and now we're Ohio. But we still got started here at Champion Paper and at Champion Paper Mill. So with Mark's point, it all comes full circle. So I just want to say thank you all for your business. If you haven't done business with us, I challenge you to come to our table. I think everything happens for a reason. I'm meant to meet somebody here tonight and help your business grow. Thank you again, Mitch Vokey, Chief Lending Officer, Ohio Credit Union.
Thank you, Mitch, and to Ohio for your continued support of the Chamber and the local business community. Now it gives me great pleasure to introduce Chris Motley, Senior Vice President, Commercial Banking with First Financial Bank and our outgoing board chair for the Chamber. I also want to express my gratitude for Chris's dedication, time, and insight as our board chair. It's been a great pleasure working with Chris this past year.
Thank you, Dan, and good evening, everyone. I get the business end of this meeting tonight. I'm going to introduce trustees in 3 waves. I'd ask everybody to hold their applause until each wave is done. The first wave is actually going to include a vote. And then I would also ask everyone to please stand, or the trustees that I name, for sure. Some of this I'm going to read because it's official. Pursuant to the bylaws of the Greater Hamilton Chamber of Commerce, the nominating committee has filed its report for the trustees. That's actually in your program. Trustees being elected for a 3-year term are Pete Abner, Kirsch CPA Group; Marnie Durham, Butler Tech; Kathy Evans, Milliken and Fitton Law Firm; Dave Lippert, retired manufacturing executive, Hamilton Castor; Austin Plensler, ThyssenKrupp Bilstein of America; and Stephen Roller, Primary Health Solutions. And then I'll ask for a motion to elect the slate of trustees. And we have a motion and a second. All approved? Opposed, same sign. The motion passes. The nominating committee has also appointed members to terms on the Board of Trustees. Please join me in welcoming the following newly appointed members. Please stand. We'll again hold applause. Sherry Hoskins, Petal & Wicks. Denise Quinn, retired manufacturing executive, Molson Coors Beverage Company. And Anthony Seppi, Alloy Development Company. Thank you. And then lastly with this part, I will introduce the officers for 2024. Pete Abner, Kirsch CPA Group, Chair. Liz Moore, Mercy Health, Fairfield Hospital, First Vice Chair. Brett Kirkpatrick, Community First Solutions, Second Vice Chair. Andy Schuster, Matandy, Treasurer. And myself, First Financial Bank, as the past chair. I'll also ask all of the 2024 Board of Trustees to stand for recognition. So I will say it has been an honor to be in this role over the last year, and I certainly appreciate Dan and his team. That's Nancy, Laura, Tiffany, Jeff, and Gino, and their confidence in me to serve. I appreciate that very much. I had the pleasure of meeting Pete Abner about 18 years ago in Oxford, Ohio. I was serving as a treasurer of a school, and Pete was a wonderful advisor. I just met him there, and you know, we had our challenges as a school, and Pete was fantastic. Pete is, if I haven't already mentioned, a partner with Kirsch CPA Group. Pete focuses on closely held companies, family-owned entities, and well, he specializes in just about everything: taxation, strategic advising, succession planning. Can I keep going, Pete? We're good. Okay, so Pete is a graduate of Miami University and the University of Cincinnati. He lives in Hamilton with his wife Lori and their 2 sons. And Pete, I invite you to come up as the new chair.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Yep. Chris, I want to thank you for your dedication and commitment to the organization. It's been truly a pleasure to serve with you. Thank you. Yep. A little closer. Yeah. I'd also like to recognize the following outgoing board member. Sarah Powers with Tell Ohio, please stand up. There's one outgoing board member not in attendance tonight, and that's Lisa Giuliano with the Butler County Board of Developmental Disabilities. So congratulations to Lisa on her service as well. I'm truly honored to be here tonight as the incoming board chair of this exceptional organization. Tonight's annual dinner marks not only a reflection on this past year, but a celebration of the vibrant community that we have all built together. Before we delve into the heart of our organization, I would like to extend a sincere congratulations to Roland Lutz, Small Business Person of the Year, and Taylor Stone-Welch, Citizen of the Year, for their contributions to our community. More to come on these 2 outstanding individuals. At the core of our organization lies a remarkable team, a collective force that embodies the spirit of community. Allow me to recognize the invaluable team members of your chamber. When I call your name, please stand. Our intern, Nate Lawrence. Nate has a head of hair that Chris Motley and I could only dream about having. The backbone of our organization, Laura Merrill. Our communications strategist, Jeff Archibald. The Director of Member Relations, Gino McGowans. The Director of Events and Leadership Hamilton, Nancy O'Neill. And our Director of Marketing, Tiffany Grubb. And of course, we can't forget our President and CEO, Dan Bates. We are not merely fortunate, we are truly blessed to have this chamber team. It is a group that prioritizes being a resource for its members, collaborating with countless groups to enhance the business community, building impactful relationships through hosting great events like this tonight, and promoting our members in the community, which builds awareness and facilitates growth. They are a small but mighty group, and they're here to help. And I encourage all of you to take advantage of everything the Chamber has to offer. This could include attending a coffee and conversation. These are Zoom calls with guest speakers that share great knowledge on a diverse set of topics. It could include a simple phone call to the team and asking them about programs that are available to Chamber members, like health plans and workers' compensation groups. It could be attending a regional conversation that they host with the U.S. Chamber and elected officials. It could be attending their Mix-It-Ups or other events like the red carpet luncheons, the annual State of the City address, the steak fry, the golf outing. These are events that allow you to learn about the community and build relationships with other members. You could get involved with groups they coordinate, like the Hamilton Amusement and Hospitality Association, or the Hamilton Merchants Association, or perhaps you could even be part of the next Leadership Hamilton class. These are just some of the ways in which they help our business community. But I also want to recognize the team's involvement in and the passion for the greater Hamilton area. This is something to truly celebrate. They don't have to, but they choose to get involved in many different community-related activities. Many of these activities occur through collaboration with other groups. For example, their involvement with the committee for their Veterans Hall of Fame program. They are part of the 4th of July Parade Planning Committee, and they manage and run the Hamilton Flea. I could go on and on about the involvement and successes this group has had in the past year, but Nancy gave me a strict limit of 5 minutes, and I can hear her tapping her watch right now. I think we all recognize the impact that the Chamber has had. I believe this great attendance tonight is a reflection of our appreciation for Nate, Laura, Nancy, Tiffany, Jeff, Gino, and Dan. So Chamber team, from all of us here tonight, thank you. And for all of you looking ahead, the Chamber's commitment to being a resource, providing information, promoting collaboration, building impactful relationships, and promoting the interest of our members will undoubtedly propel our community to even greater heights. So here's to another year of shared success. Thank you. I also have the privilege of introducing our keynote speaker, Samantha Briggs. Samantha was born and raised in Leeds, UK, where she worked as a firefighter. She was always active in sports while growing up and competed at a high level in soccer, rugby, and in triathlons. Starting in 2009, she began CrossFit, and she experienced success fairly quickly and was competing on the world circuit while still working full-time. She took the risk of resigning from firefighting and going all in to become a professional athlete at 31. The risk paid off, and she became a world champion in 2013. Sam spent the next decade traveling the world and competing at the highest level despite injury and setbacks. She retired from individual competition in 2022 and went back to her first passion, firefighting. People convinced her that she should compete in the Masters this year, and with determination and hard work, Sam placed first in the 2023 CrossFit Games in the women's 40 to 44 division. Please welcome Samantha Briggs.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for such a warm welcome. It's truly an honor to be asked to speak here tonight. I hope you can all understand me. You've not had too many cocktails. The guys I work with can't understand me either. As you heard from my introduction, I was a firefighter who turned professional athlete, and I've now returned back to my first passion of firefighting. So you might be wondering, what am I going to talk about tonight that has to do with business? Well, I believe the mindset that you have to develop to become a successful athlete is the same you need to be successful in all aspects of life. So tonight I'm going to cover just a few key components that helped me become a world-class athlete and stay there for over 13 years. The first that I feel is the most important is daring to dream, without which I would have never put myself out there to firstly become a firefighter when it wasn't the thing for females to do. Secondly, to leave this career and take a leap of faith in becoming a professional athlete at the age of 31. And I suppose you could also include the dream of returning back to firefighting at the age of 40. I can't take full credit for this ability, as my mother always encouraged me and my brother to dream big and to follow those dreams. She was always there to support me, no matter how crazy it sounded. And believe me, a lot of people thought I was crazy when I was resigning from the fire service. There was no guarantees, and to try and make it as a professional athlete sounded crazy to a lot of people. But she didn't bat an eyelid. And if I hadn't have taken that leap, then I wouldn't be here tonight, so it worked out. But a dream without action is just a wish. You have to be willing to put in the work to make that dream a reality. Being an athlete, I would hear people saying, "Oh, I wish I was an athlete," or "You're so lucky to be an athlete." But there was no luck in me making it onto the podium in 2013. I had to work my ass off. In 2012, I didn't have any big sponsors willing to pay all my bills. I had to work full-time as a firefighter. I opened up my own gym with some friends so that I had a space to train whenever I could. I was then coaching classes and teaching seminars, and then trying to train on top of all that. Believe me when I say I didn't have a life outside of work and CrossFit. But I was okay with that because I was chasing my dream. You can't just want the outcome without being willing to do what it takes to get there. So if you're dreaming of a promotion or dreaming of a new job, are you willing to put in the work, or is it just a wish? If you're prepared to do the hard work, next comes goal setting and finding passion in what you do. Over the years, I have found goal setting a valuable tool to set my focus in the right direction. If you're dreaming big, then these goals are going to be lofty and challenging, to say the least. So the key here is then to break these goals down into micro goals that we can tick off along the way into becoming who we want to be. Take my goal of winning the games. That was one scary goal. But in breaking it down into attainable steps that I needed to achieve to be in a position to win the games, it no longer looked scary and looked like a realistic probability. Now, how do we stay the course and keep working relentlessly towards our goal? We find passion in what we do. We learn to love the journey, and soon we can't see ourselves doing anything else. Everyone is unique. My journey, training full-time, might sound like your worst nightmare. But if you find your path, the thing that you were meant to do, then it makes the hours, days, even years working towards excellence worth it. People look and see what they think are sacrifices, but you no longer see it that way. It's just part of being the person you were destined to become. When you're truly passionate about what you do, it's like you found a magic key. It unlocks hidden potential inside you that allows you to exceed limits that others or even yourself wrongly place upon you. Next, be prepared for setbacks. No one likes setbacks, but unfortunately they're inevitable at some points in life. Throughout my career, I had some pretty major injuries that could have been career-ending. But knowing how to deal and work through setbacks allowed me to stay focused and come back, if not physically, but mentally stronger. Coming back from injury taught me to stay focused on myself and not to compare my journey to others that may be appearing to have an easier time. Comparison is the thief of joy. And this rings no truer than when you're experiencing a setback. You have no control over somebody else's journey, and spending time worrying about your competitors is a waste of energy. It can take you away from your goals, or even worse, can steal you of your passion. The key is to see positives in every situation. Keep moving in the right direction. You may need to alter your micro goals or alter the path you take to still attain your main goal. There is always something you can be doing to improve and better your chances of achieving your dream. Next, if you want to be a winner, then you need to act like a winner. One of the best things I did as an athlete was seek out other top athletes to train with and spend time with. I tried to surround myself with successful people and watched what they did. What gave them their edge? What did they do to make them successful? What could they do to make them even more unstoppable? I would then incorporate the parts that would work for me and molded my life into one that embodied being a champion. If you're looking to start a new job, what do successful people in that role do? What books do they read? What clothes do they wear? What lifestyle is conducive to that job? What can you do to emulate these people you aspire to be like? Start acting, believing, and seeing yourself already in that position. Take educational courses to already acquire the knowledge to be successful, and success will follow. You've heard the saying, if you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. Well, nothing could be truer. You need to believe in yourself and set yourself up for success. Finally, once you achieve your dream, the next step is to keep you there. And for this, you need to be willing to constantly evolve. To compete at the CrossFit Games for over a decade, I had to constantly keep learning and evolving. If when I won in 2013, I just thought, hey, I'm good enough, I don't need to change anything, I would have had a very short career. Every year, the athletes kept getting better and the competition kept getting harder, making it imperative I grew and developed alongside it. As I got older, recovery became harder, so I had to start training smarter. Constant trial and error and tweaking of my training, nutrition, and optimizing sleep. Working on my mental game to be prepared to suffer on the competition floor more than any of my competitors. Businesses have to adapt to stay relevant in an ever-changing environment, so you need to embrace the change and be adaptable so you don't get left behind. And then I'll finish with, if anybody tells you you're too old to do anything, punch them in the face. So to round up this speech, I think we've got time for 2 or 3 questions that we're going to throw out to you guys, so you can ask me anything that you would like to know. We have a question over here.
Leeds, where's your favorite place to visit in Yorkshire?
Other than Leeds, my favorite place to visit in Yorkshire. Well, I actually grew up in a place called Pudsey, which is in between Leeds and Bradford, and we were right on the edge of a valley, and so I spent all of my childhood growing up down on the valley. So I would probably say going back to Pudsey. Any more questions? We've got one at the back. I think somebody's got a microphone. How did I end up in Hamilton? Well, funny story. I had 3 coaches I was working with. One in Blue Ash, Ohio, one in Miami, and one in California. So I spent most of my time between the 3 places. Unfortunately, I met my partner here, and so Ohio was the one where we had to settle. The rest is history. I think we've got time for one more question.
Who did you punch in the face?
I kind of did it figuratively rather than physically, but in 2018, they changed the way you could qualify for the CrossFit Games. And basically, there was a series of competitions, the first of which was being held in Dubai. And all the write-ups were listing the athletes they felt were going to win the competition in Dubai and become the first athlete to qualify for the CrossFit Games for the 2019 season. And one of the most famous writers in the CrossFit journals said that I was too old to win it. So I went and won it.
Thank you, Sam. Isn't she amazing? When Nancy and I met her, yes, she deserves another applause. When Nancy and I met her, we were so impressed by her and her story that we just wanted to share it all with all of you. So thank you. Now it's time to move on to the next part of our program, which is recognizing the Small Business Person of the Year. First, I want to recognize those in the audience who are the past recipients of this recognition. They are in chronological order, and please hold your applause until they all are standing. Neil Cohen, Dave Lippert, Craig Wilkes, Eric Pullman, Sarah Vallandingham, Kim McGawkey, John Kirsch, Tommy Long, and Andy Schuster. Now I'd like to ask Kathy Klink and Craig Wilkes to come to the podium. They will be presenting the Small Business Person Award of this year.
Good evening. I am Kathy Klink, and I'm absolutely delighted to be here to recognize my good friend and neighbor, Roland Lutz, as the Small Business Person of the Year. I'm going to share a few facts about Roland because I think he has had a very interesting life and unique experiences. His parents are from Switzerland, and Roland was born in Liberia, West Africa, because his father was affiliated with the Firestone rubber plantation. When Roland was 11 years old, he and his family moved to this country, and he is a graduate of Western Kentucky University. In 1989, Roland became a professional tennis player. And in 1990, he moved to Cincinnati, and in 2004, moved to Hamilton. Roland's vision and leadership has taken the Riverside Athletic Club into new heights, new direction, new prosperity. And I'm just delighted that he is able to be recognized this evening. I want to introduce to you Craig Wilkes, as you probably already know him, who will complete this introduction.
tag team. As Kathy just said, we're so proud to introduce Roland as a 2024 Small Business Person of the Year award winner. It's hard to believe that it's been 25 years since he purchased the former Riverside Racquet Club. Roland certainly has the #1 junior tennis development program in the region. He has worked with the tennis students at over 35 area high schools and is a champion maker, with undoubtedly more high school state qualifiers and state champions than any other coach, and is responsible for his students being awarded over 150 college tennis scholarships. He teaches hard work, discipline, integrity, and a sense of fair play, and he also instilled this in his talented staff. Even more impressive is that even if the students, whether or not they go on to play tennis on a higher level, they all have great respect for Roland and learn valuable lessons that help them on and off the court throughout their lives. Here's a short video that highlights Riverside Athletic Club and some of Roland's many accomplishments that make him such an obvious choice for this year's Small Business Person of the Year.
This year, April 1st, 2024, Roland Lutz will have owned Riverside Athletic Club for a quarter of a century. A tennis pro whose vision and leadership has taken this organization to higher levels.
Roland is one of the hardest working people I know. He continues to tweak the club to provide additional amenities for the members. He has added a music venue on the weekend, a container bar. He's added pickleball courts outside. He has hard courts and soft courts outside at the facility.
The way that he has taken his business and grown it as, Hamilton changes around him, and his love for Hamilton wanting to be a viable piece of the puzzle is really great when you talk to him. It's uplifting to have a conversation with him about how much he loves Hamilton and why he chose Hamilton.
He's really enhanced the quality of life in Hamilton by providing this facility.
You can come here in the summer for a free concert. You can find a myriad of pickleball courts to enjoy playing pickleball. You can be in this most unique wine bar, relaxing after a busy day. Or in the summer, you can also go outside to a container bar and experience the river and the ambiance of all of that.
One of the greatest accomplishments, Roland last year had not one but 2 women students that participated in the United States Open in New York. And that is amazing. I've been involved in tennis my whole life, and I can tell you that's incredible.
Hundreds of people from around the world are invited to the U.S. Open. Roland Lutz, right here, our community, our region, was able to be the coach for 2 of those gals.
He has students driving from Indiana, Northern Kentucky, all around the tri-state area just to come to his junior program, sometimes 2 and 3 times a week, which speaks to the quality of what he is offering.
It's really exciting to see a small business like this that starts with one purpose in mind, but they're able to grow and morph over the years as the culture and the environment changes and adjusts to that.
When I think about Roland Lutz, I think about an economic engine. He has taken the Riverside Athletic Club and provided opportunities for everyone.
People are coming to Hamilton to get the highest quality of training that they can find in that industry. That's a pretty amazing thing, and that's 5 stars for Hamilton and 5 stars for Roland for having that level of ability right here in Hamilton.
Please come forward, Roland.
All right, thank you so much. I'm honored and humbled to receive this award. Thank you to Kathy and Craig for all your efforts in trying to put this together. Thank you to the selection committee, the chamber, and Dan Bates for this wonderful award and this great evening. I started playing tennis at a very young age and fell in love with the sport. It allowed me to travel the world and meet many great people. It taught me the value of work ethic and discipline. Lord knows I needed the discipline. It was a passion for the sport that led me to this career, and to turn this into a successful business is truly a dream come true. It really isn't work when you get up every day and get to do what you love to do. People who know me know that I'm passionate about junior tennis. The fact that I can use tennis as a vehicle to make an impact on young people's lives is very rewarding. Sure, I'd like to see the next U.S. Open champion, but seeing these kids excel in life is the ultimate goal. 25 years ago, I was presented with an opportunity to purchase what is now Riverside Athletic Club. Sitting on 13 acres on the riverfront in Hamilton, a city with great bones in one of the fastest growing counties in Ohio, I thought this was a no-brainer. After consulting with some of my peers, they all thought I'd lost my mind. I saw the vision in Hamilton and what it could become. I'm just so glad that everyone else finally caught up. Over the last few years, as Hamilton has grown, so have we. We've always had tremendous success with our junior tennis program. In the last few years, we've opened an outdoor container bar with live music, added indoor-outdoor pickleball, and just recently opened our wine bar. With these improvements, we hope we offer something for everybody in the community, not just tennis players. My vision for the future would be expand the Riverside Athletic Club to include riverfront development. That's always been my goal. I'm bullish on Hamilton and always will be. This is my home. The future looks great. I'm glad to be a small part of that growth. In closing, I know I'm getting an award tonight, but it really shouldn't be about me. Where I am today is really about the great clients that have come from far and wide and supported the club. It's about the great employees that treat customers the way they should be treated. It's about the people that have guided and supported me all along the way. Without any of this, Riverside would not be what it is today. For that, I am forever grateful. And finally, special thanks to my wife, Tina, for putting up with me. So, thank you.
Congratulations, Roland Lutz, a well-deserved recognition. Good evening, and yes, we are back at Spooky Nook, and isn't it exciting to walk around and see all the changes and the progress? I hope you will take a moment when you go downstairs this evening and look at the soon-to-open hydraulic bar on the first floor. So, welcome once again to the Greater Hamilton Chamber's 114th annual meeting. The Chamber was incorporated April 27, 1910. This Chamber has been and will continue to be a part of the historic fabric and the exciting future of the city of Hamilton. Many of you may not know that the Greater Hamilton Chamber is actually a founding member of the U.S. Chamber, one of the largest advocates for business in the country. This past year, we have advocated for issues related to public transportation, immigration, and Sunday liquor sales, to name a few. This year, we will be educating and fighting against potential legislation that would negatively impact the hospitality industry as we know it. I am extremely proud of our rich history and the involvement we have had in so many business ventures that have helped to grow the economy and write the history of business in Hamilton. This chamber has been a partner and a catalyst for decades. When we look at how the city leadership is pushing the evolution and the success of Hamilton forward, it is exciting to see projects like the Tapestry Hotel come full circle and return to its roots of being a luxury hotel. It is particularly interesting to me since the Chamber played a major role in making sure the original hotel came to fruition in the 1920s. We will take great pride in supporting the reincarnation of this historic landmark as it breathes new life in an economic engine in the downtown area. I am proud of our history, but make no mistake, we are not stuck in the past. It is empowering to be a part of the movement currently happening in Hamilton. The Chamber, along with the city, continues to evolve and grow, and it is with collaborative relationships that we're able to be informed and effective. This year, we will become one of the first to embrace AI as the operational foundation of our organization. This will enhance our efficiency and allow a relatively small but mighty team to achieve measurable outcomes far beyond what we have ever been able to in the past. Over the past couple of years, we have used our excess funds to invest in projects such as the wayfinding boards in the Dora area, the countywide Best of Butler advanced technology, our building, and in this past year, we partnered with the Hamilton Community Foundation to introduce the Lonely Entrepreneur, an amazing online tool with over 1,000 learning modules for business and entrepreneurs. In addition, we made a necessary investment in human capital. Thanks to my wonderfully supportive and forward-thinking board of directors, we made the unbudgeted decision to increase staff. It was necessary to be able to fuel our growth and continue to support and increase the close relationships we have with our members. This, along with the latest technology, enables growth and allows us to reassign some responsibilities. So in addition to giving more attention to the needs of our members, you will see more aggressive marketing and visibility as well. Our focus is to continue to build a team and system that supports growth for the organizations and businesses to be hugely successful in Hamilton and the surrounding area as well. Speaking of the team, I am blessed to have an incredibly sincere, dedicated, capable, experienced, and passionate chamber team. My staff is the tops in the area, and I'm sure one of the best in the nation. Through valuable education and resources, meaningful connections, and impactful marketing, we exist to make our members successful. Working with all of you, 2024 will be an exciting year of growth and continued success. Thank you. And now we move on to the next part of our program, which is Citizen of the Year. I would first like to recognize previous Citizens of the Year who are in attendance tonight. Please hold your applause until all are standing. Jackie Parrish, Mike Dingledine, Pastor Shaquila Matthews, Kathy Klink, and Neil Cohen. At this time, I have the pleasure of introducing one of our long-term partners, Mandy Gambrell, Managing Editor of Verticals and Audience for Cox First Media, to present the Citizen of the Year Award.
Hello, Hamilton. I did not think I would need my glasses, but I need my glasses. I am Mandy. I have been the editor of the Journal News for the past 2 years. Annually, we present the award for Citizen of the Year through our partnership with the Chamber. Before I do that, I want to take just a moment to encourage you all to support the Journal News, but not just because it's my job and my boss is sitting right there. We are so lucky to have local media here in Hamilton and in Butler County. There are only 6,000 print newspapers left in the United States, and nearly 5,000 of those are weekly newspapers. We're a daily. So we are fortunate to be here and still be so strong. We have something other media outlets don't. We are partnered up with all the other organizations that cover Hamilton. TV Hamilton, the Hamiltonian Magazine, the Lindenwold Ledger, the BC Sports Report, the Miami Student, Oxford Observer, and our large TV partner is WCPO Channel 9. Sorry, why do I get so nervous? I know all of you people. We have all banded together to support and share content, and I kind of wanted to make the comparison to 17 Strong. We are not 17 media members, but we is greater than me. See what I did there? The Journal News is owned by Cox Enterprises, which is well positioned and has supported the Journal News as a strong player in the digital media space. So I want to encourage you guys to download the Journal News app. If you haven't looked at the Journal in a long time, it really is time. We want to keep journalism here, telling your good news stories, covering your events, sharing updates about your businesses, giving a larger audience information on what's happening over there in the Government Center. In the past week, we published new details on the 244-unit senior housing complex that's coming to Hamilton, the roundabout that's planned at New London Road in South Washington, the new multimodal transportation hub in Oxford and Baden's parking lot, so many things. These are things that affect your daily lives, and the Journal News continues to be here to tell you those stories. And I know we were the first to tell you about who earned the Citizen of the Year award. Taylor Stone-Welch. I'm gonna let the TV Hamilton video tell you about Taylor because I have to share the incredible nominations with you. I've read a lot of nominations. There were so many, but these were robust. And I want to share with you all the adjectives and words the nominators used to describe Taylor. Okay, buckle in. He has, quote, undeniably left an indelible mark on our city in 2023, transcending the boundaries of his everyday job in remarkable ways. He has fostered an environment of inclusivity and acceptance, making our city more welcoming for everybody. Here are the other words that stood out. Artistic prowess, leadership, commitment, forward thinking, unwavering dedication, passion, has a pivotal role in nurturing economic vibrancy of our city. Man, these nominees could write. Nominators. Extraordinary ability to go above and beyond, leaving an enduring legacy, beacon of inspiration, and driving force for positive transformation. Wow. I mean, that's incredible. That was like one. I'll give you names later. And Taylor, I text Jacob today and I said, give me some words to describe Taylor. And he gave me a lot of these words, but one he added was Swiftie. Taylor Swift fan. Okay, are we ready for the video? Let's show the video.
How would I describe Taylor?
As a friend, I would describe him as a crabby old man trapped in a 30-year-old person's body.
Taylor has a big heart. He is all about Hamilton and the betterment of the community.
But he's still, that crabby old man gets stuff done, so, you know.
When you're talking about the Citizen of the Year, I mean, when he checks every box.
I love working with him, and he is just a force of nature.
Not only does he do all this good stuff, but again, just a good person, and also probably wasn't expecting that at all. He's very humble.
Taylor hates that we're talking about Taylor.
He's just the first person to jump in and want to help, and he believes that the betterment of one organization means the betterment of all organizations, and he's the first person to step up and do it.
He is that superhero, just doing good for the sake of doing good, and in all facets too. I mean, with, like you said, like the YMCA, YWCA, Pride, like it's just a lot of different good things to be a part of, and he's there with all of them.
He was Operation Pumpkin's like top volunteer this year. You know, he just showed up every single shift to help with things, even though it's freezing cold.
Well, he's just super creative, but also he gets stuff done.
Visionary, but also doer. And that's my favorite combination, is people who have ideas and then make it happen. And Taylor is definitely that person.
It's more than just an event where there's music and vendors and things like that. It truly makes a difference in the lives of those that get to just attend, and that might be the game changer for someone. Is just being in an environment where they feel accepted and included and safe.
Thousands of people have been introduced and reintroduced to Hamilton because of Hamilton Pride.
It's a big party, you know. We make a bunch of money as a business. Everybody has a good time, and it's just fun, and you know, it's good stuff.
I don't think that you think about the arts in Hamilton without thinking of Taylor. Again, and you don't think about volunteerism without thinking of Taylor.
To see what he does and how he does it, and just kind of very nonchalant, he just does good all the time. It's something that I think a lot of people aspire to do.
I think just by Taylor's nature, he invites other people to want to join him in this work to make this community what it really can be.
I think by nature, Taylor is kind of quiet and more reserved, but in his actions, he's this leader that is pushing things forward that maybe some other people just haven't taken the time or have the courage to do, and he has the courage and makes the time to make those things happen.
But Taylor, to me, it kind of signifies like the next round of leaders that can be born, you know, be here in Hamilton and kind of leading the charge. A lot of people have done a lot of work, but eventually, you know, they want to hand some of that stuff off, and Taylor's right there. And I think he just is somebody who is taking on the next wave of leadership in Hamilton and kind of, you know, hopefully getting other people to follow him.
Taylor Stone-Welch.
I feel like that video spoke for itself about being a grumpy old man. I think that's pretty accurate. Thank you, Liz. And as Kelly said, I do hate that we're all talking about me right now. So I'm going to try to keep this brief. I think we're all ready to get down to the brewery or get home. So for all our sakes. So thank you to the Greater Hamilton Chamber of Commerce and to the Journal News for presenting this award to me. Thank you to everybody who nominated me. I really appreciate it. It means a lot. But you're kind of on like my list. I'm going to get you back like at some point. I honestly still don't know who all nominated me because Dan wouldn't tell me. But I've started to work out. 4 of you are in the video, so it's pretty obvious. When I look around this room, there's a lot of people that inspire me, that we've volunteered together or have supported me in different ways. So I'm going to talk about 3 specific people and try not to get too emotional. The nerves for this have been like building for a month at this point. I don't like public speaking and I get emotional pretty easily. So first and foremost, I want to thank my husband, Jacob. Most of you know Jacob. He's just as involved in this city as I am. We constantly volunteer each other for things, which, can be great and sometimes, not great. I complain much more than Jacob. He's always happy to help and always on deck if I need something. So some examples of when Jacob's just had my back and kind of saved my butt. At Pride, he's the one who's checking the power and troubleshooting it to make sure it works, helping move food trucks last minute if we need to. Once we had a venue issue and we had to move a fundraiser with 1 week's notice, and Jacob saved that, made that happen. And then most importantly, whenever I'm just need somebody to bounce ideas off of or I am complaining, Jacob's the one there and sticks with me through all of that, which he deserves a lot of credit for. So thank you, Jacob. So 2 other people that I think deserve a lot of recognition are my parents, Scott and Wendy. They've shown me unconditional love and acceptance my entire life, and they're there for me every day. I'm going to start with talking about my dad. So, my dad's an amazing problem solver, and he's always there for me in a crisis. Last summer, I had some things at our house where we needed help with renovation, and he was there every day helping us. For Pride, he helped me get all the supplies down to Markham Park by using his covered trailer. And he even takes my call when he's out at 11 p.m. at Gina's and I'm calling because the sink's flooding in the kitchen and I'm freaking out and I need help. That happens more often than I would like. In general, he's a great role model showing me how to care for others and lend a hand when I'm needed. My mom's my confidant. I call her every day. If you know us, it's probably a problem how often I'm talking to my mom. I'm walking to work, I'm calling my mom. I'm walking home, I'm calling my mom. If something's on my mind, she knows about it, and if I need to vent, she's there for me. She's generous and loyal, and she's always had my back. I'm really fortunate to have 2 amazing parents that make my life rich and full, and I genuinely like hanging out with, which not many people will say about their parents. Thank you for teaching me what it means to give back. And then I've got a lot of family here, so thank you all for coming. Thank you to my friends that are here, to my colleagues. I want to give a special shout out to Mike and Cindy. So about 10 years ago, I got a job with Mike and Cindy at CDA. That's probably the only reason I'm here in Hamilton, and they're the reason I got involved in the city and fell in love with it. Yeah. Specifically, Mike took me to City of Sculpture on my second day working there, so I joined that board. It's now been almost 10 years that I've been on that board. I met Jacob through City of Sculpture, so a lot of good things came out of that. I think City of Sculpture is really important. It started over 20 years ago when Hamilton needed positive momentum, and it's been here through all of this great revitalization we're seeing. And when you think about Hamilton, a lot of what you're picturing is the iconic sculptures. And that's a group of volunteers that takes care of those and brings those in. And so I want to give a shout out to the City of Sculpture Board. They've got a table over there. Tyler's our new president now, so we work pretty closely on, on things with City of Sculpture. And then the other board I'm part of is Hamilton, Ohio Pride. I think that that's personally really rewarding to me because we're shaping the city into the place I want it to be, and a place that would have made me feel more accepted and welcome when I was younger and kind of struggling to know where I belonged and know if I could fit in. I want to give a shout out to everybody who's ever helped with Hamilton, Ohio Pride and the event. We've had a lot of people over the last 3 years, but we work really well together and I've learned a lot with them. Specific shout out to my little brother, Jake. He's not here tonight because it's his birthday and it's not a great scheduling thing, but I didn't choose the date for this. So. But Jake's actually the vice chair, so we work very closely on Pride together, and he's never been afraid to be himself. I feel like I've learned a lot through working with Jake on Pride. So, in closing, I really love this city. I love all the incredible people that make this city special and that I've got to work with. It's a big honor to receive this. Definitely pretty uncomfortable with it, but especially seeing all the people who nominated me, it's making me feel really special. So, thank you all.
Well deserved. You can't live in Hamilton and not see Taylor out doing something. I also want to mention, first of all, Chris, as our outgoing chair, we do have a gift up here for you, something that I think you're going to like. And we didn't have time to read them tonight, but we have salutations from both the House and Senate for the Small Business Person as well as the Citizen of the Year. So now Pete Abner, our new chair, is going to make some closing remarks.
Again, Taylor and Roland, congratulations to both of you for your well-deserved recognition. And thanks to all of you for being here tonight. And a special thanks to our event sponsor, Tel Ohio Credit Union, our presenting sponsors, Molson Coors Beverage Company, Mercy Health, Fairfield Hospital, and to our sponsors, Butler Tech, Champion Health, LC&B National Bank, Spooky Nook Sports, Champion Mill, and U.S. Bank. Also, thank you to our production sponsor, TEC Services. And thank you to the Journal News, TV Hamilton, Pawnee Water, and Inspiration Studios. This concludes our program, but the evening's not over. I invite everyone to Municipal Brew Works on the first floor for the after party. Thank you and good evening, everybody.